Despite our losses in Hindu Kush, America is still committed to destroying the GLA. Spy satellites have discovered a major GLA training camp on the coast of the Caspian Sea. The battle is already underway. Good luck, General.
Calling in GLA bunker location at Grid Square Beta Charlie. 689er 44.
Target for Grid Square Beta Charlie. Stand clear.
Transport beams 1 and 2 approaching the landing zone.
All ships maintain heavy artillery support for amphibious assault.
This is Team 2. We're taking heavy fire. We need that air support now. Keep moving. Go.
Clear all the advantage. Clear all the bunkers.
Unit lost.
Welcome back, General.
Taking new ground.
It seems we have quite the event going on in front of us.
We need to clear out these Stinger sites before we can bring in our bombers to clear the GLA from the area.
Armor detail reporting.
I'm sure it should be pointed out sooner rather than later, but if this is the Kazakhstani coast, then from where does the USA attack from? Because I don't know what the airlift capacity is in this alternate timeline for them to bring in like battleships and destroyers and frigates and so on. Unfortunately for our advancing attack as well, we have a lot of GIs. I kind of skip over them. They're really just meat shields to absorb any attacks so that the actual units, the Crusader tanks and the Tomahawk missiles, can do the work.
You have been promoted. Unit lost.
Crusader tank spotting. How about a show?
Taking heavy fire. Sector 2-5.
Crusader tank responding.
Take cover.
How about a show of force?
Get up that
Unit
hill.
lost.
Armor detail reporting. How about a show of force? Crusader tank responding.
I never really gave the Tomahawk missile units that much attention back when I played this years and years ago. But they kind of,
Inbound.
I don't know, this time around I appreciate them a little bit more.
This is Alpha Wing. Objective sighted. Landing run underway. Target zone is cleared. Good hunting, boys.
Construction crews have arrived, sir. You'll need to get our base set up before we're overrun by the GLA. Our final objective is this GLA base here in the hills. Take it out and the operation is complete.
New construction?
Whoa, that was some weird camera work there.
Can't build this, sir.
On your command.
Please don't treat this as a spoiler, but just keep in mind how this mission looks versus one that we're going to get it in the future far, far from now. So, in between the Inferno Cannon, the Scud Launcher, and the Tomahawk Missile is the only one that doesn't require a general point to get. Unless I'm suddenly forgetting something. And it's kind of just that much better for it. Not having to cost a general point really is kind of a big determining factor for me. And I suspect that is probably the case for a lot of other people, whether you're playing in a skirmish or online.
Upgrade complete.
And with the ability for the US to essentially deploy 1 to 2 different means of scanning areas, it's really important for something like the Tomahawk missile launcher. It's almost unfair the kind of range that you can get out of it with the different views that you're afforded. Normally, I don't think I'd get Pathfinders. There's just something about them in like urban scenarios or scenarios where I feel like I should expect ambushes to come from, and thus need to kind of get them. The anti-infantry power that they are afforded is something that honestly needs to be mentioned. I don't know why I didn't think of doing it. I should have tried taking out that that tower and see if it could fall towards the building. Sadly, the aftermath there shows it wouldn't have. Would have been funny though. And if you're wondering why all of this is sped up, well, there's just not really much of a way to make this level exciting. Which is strange given the start of the mission and kind of the objectives that you have to accomplish. You just don't really have the income to throw away a lot of units. I'm hovering at 2600, and there's not really like a good way to supplement what you have, really. Now, I've gotten or unlocked the Paladin tank, and it should be stated that in like compared to the GLA with the Marauder tank, the Paladin is pretty much a straight upgrade, and there's no reason that if you were to unlock it, why you wouldn't just buy only them instead of Crusader tanks. If it hasn't been made clear yet, the Paladin tank essentially just has a laser that takes out rockets that are incoming. The actual refresh rate on that laser is not that slow. So you could effectively have, 4, 5, 6 Paladin tanks be immune to something like the Stinger sight that the GLA have. The Paladin also has the ability to take out the rocket attack that the Scorpion tanks have, which makes it just a little bit more stronger when facing those vehicles.
Tomahawk systems online. Heavy armor ready for action.
Preserving freedom.
And for whatever reason, I feel compelled to check corners of maps just to see if there's anything special or hidden that I might be able to exploit.
Preserving
Tomahawk systems online. Tomahawk launcher armed and ready. Missile guidance set. We can launch from there. On your command.
Despite having nothing else, the GLA just kind of want to stick around for a little bit longer.
freedom.
On your command.
Preserving freedom.
Seriously though, Tomahawk missile launchers, they're the smallest of the three. Not by much compared to the Inferno Cannon, I suppose. They have one of the longer ranges, probably not as long as the Scud Launcher, but I'd have to double check values.
Forces here.
They do a rather decent amount of damage. It can be area effect. And they're just so much more mobile.
Transporting cruise missile.
I believe they shoot faster than Scud Launchers. Not in terms of like animation specifically, but more just rate of fire.
Armor detail.
But I don't believe they're faster than Infernal Cannons in that respect.
You are victorious.